In this lesson, we're going to look at solving one-step equations. Example 1, how do I apply the properties of equality? So let's first of all take a look at the addition property. The addition property states that adding a number to each side produces an equivalent equation. All right, so let's take a look at, I have x minus 12 is equal to 3. So we need to isolate that variable, and in order to isolate the variable, we could add 12 to both sides. Remember, what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. And what we're doing is we're applying that addition property of equality. So I'd have x is equal to then 15. So let's go ahead and take a look at the subtraction property of equality. The subtraction property of equality states that subtracting a number to each side produces an equivalent equation. So for example, if I were to then isolate this variable to get x all by itself, I could subtract 7 on both sides, and I'd have x is equal to negative 3. The multiplication property states that by multiplying a number to each side produces an equivalent equation. So let's take a look at this one. So we're looking at this, and what is that 4 doing to that x? Well, the 4 is dividing it, and in order to undo division, we do the opposite, which is to multiply. So we're going to multiply by 4 on both sides, canceling this out, and we would have x is equal to 20. Now, the division property of equality states that dividing a number to each side produces an equivalent equation. Now, we're showing division in two ways here. I have negative 6x is equal to 48, and so that negative 6 is multiplying that x. So in order to undo or to isolate that variable, we're going to divide by negative 6, and what I do on one side, I have to do on the other, and x is equal to then negative 8. And for our other one, we have 2/7 x is equal to 7. Now, the 2/7 is multiplying, and in order to undo multiplication, we divide. And we probably learned last year that dividing a fraction is the same thing as multiplying by its reciprocal. So I can multiply both sides here by 7 all over 2. These are going to cancel out, and I'm going to have x is equal to, let's see here, 49 all over 2. All right, so let's go ahead and apply these properties and solve these following equations. For number 1, I have y plus 7 is equal to 10. Now remember, we're trying to isolate that variable, and to isolate the variable, I have to, what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. And to undo addition, we subtract. And so I'm going to undo the 7 here to isolate and get that variable all by itself. And I'm going to have y is then equal to 3. Now, a good habit to get into is to go back and check your answer. To check your answer, if I'm saying y is equal to 3, I'm going to take that 3 and I'm going to plug it in where I see y. So if I have 3 plus 7, is 3 plus 7 equal to 10? Yes, 10 is equal to 10, and I know that I have that right then. All right, so for the next one, number 2, we have x minus 5 is equal to 3. All right, so let's go ahead and think about what could I do to undo that minus 5? Well, the opposite of minus is to add, so we apply the addition property of equality by adding 5 to both sides. And I'll have x is equal to 8. And so if we wanted to check this one, we would plug in x where we have 8, where we have x. I take 8 minus 5, is that equal to 3? 8 minus 5 is equal to 3, and yes, it works. All right, and for number 3, we have t divided by negative 3 is equal to 9. So I'm asking myself, what is that negative 3 doing to the variable? It is dividing it, so to undo division, we multiply. So I'm going to multiply by a -3 on both sides. This cancels out, and I will have t is equal to -27. And again, let's go and check it. And we'll plug in -27 where we see the t. -27 divided by 3, -3, is that equal to 9? And -27 divided by -3 is 9, and then we know that we have the right answer. All right, so our next one we have 4x is equal to 48. So I'm going to ask myself, well, what's that 4 doing to the variable? And it's multiplying. So to undo multiplication, we divide, and we'll have x is equal to then 12. All right, so number 5, we have 9 is equal to -3/4 m. All right, so that -3/4, it's multiplying. You can do a couple of things here. You could change this. We could change this into a decimal. Take -3 divided by 4, and I would have -0.75 then is equal to 9. And I would then divide by -0.75. You could multiply by its reciprocal. Or you could just go divide and show divided by -3 all over 4. I'm going to just go ahead and take this as a decimal. And that cancels out. And m is going to equal -12. For number 6, we have -x is equal to 5. Whenever I have a negative in front of that x, I go and I just put a 1. I just think it makes it easier, and we don't forget that we need to divide that out. So the -1 is multiplying, so I'm going to use the division property of equality, and I'm just going to divide on both sides. So I'm going to have x is equal to then -5. All right, for number 7, it says find the height of the rectangle. So area is equal to 70 inches squared. And I know that the base is 10 inches, and I don't know the height. Now remember, to find the area is equal to base times height. So we're going to plug in what we know, and we'll solve for what we don't. I know that the area is 70. I know that my base is 10, and I do not know my height. So I have 10h is equal to 70. Now that 10 is multiplying, so to undo that, to isolate the variable, we're going to divide by 10 on both sides, and h is equal to 7. And so if I went back and checked it, I could take my area. My area was 70. Is that equal to 10 times 7? Yes, 70 is equal to 70, and I know that I got that right. All right, number 8, you are working on a banner for Friday's pep rally. The length of the banner is 3 times the width. The length is 15 feet. What is the width? All right, I think it's just important for us to just, anytime you're given something that has, you can draw the picture to do that, so it helps you kind of visualize what's happening there. All right, so let's go back up here, and it says that the length of the banner, so let's make this our length, and let's make this our width. All right, the length of the banner is 3 times the width. Well, we don't know what the width is, so let's give that a value of x. But we know that the length is 3 times the x, so that would be 3x. Now it's also telling us that the length is 15 feet. So now we need to know what the width is. So if we also know that this is equal to 15, well, now we can solve for x. So that 3 is multiplying. So I'm going to divide by 3. And we know that x is equal to 5. All right. So our x, our width, equals, let's see, what was that, 5 feet. All right, number 9. Anandra's garden is 12 feet long. Her garden is 2 feet longer than Carter's garden. How long is Carter's garden? Well, I'm just going to draw myself 2 gardens here. And let's see here. This one's not quite as long, is it? So I'll just kind of do this. All right. So this is Anandra's and this is Carter's. And so it says Anandra's garden is 12 feet long. So we know that this is 12 feet. And it says that her garden is 12 feet longer than Carter's garden. So if her garden is 12 feet, let's say we don't know that we do not know what what his garden is, the length, but we know that it's 2 feet longer. So if I have 2 plus x is equal to then her garden being 12 feet. So let's go ahead. 2x, plus x is equal to 12. So if hers is 2 feet longer, I'm going to then subtract. So we would know that if Anandra's garden is 12 feet and Carter's and hers was 2 feet longer, that Carter's was then 10 feet. So in this lesson, we took a look at solving one-step equations by applying the properties of equality.